morning, and it's morning tea time with Miss Liz. And today in the studio, I have Sandi Boucher. I believe she's out west, right, Sandy?
Actually, Northern Ontario.
Northern Ontario. Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if you're close to my hometown. We'll have to talk about that.
Oh.
So Sandi Boucher is an Indigenous speaker, an activist, and an author. This woman is making a difference. So grab your tea and sit back because Sandy's got a message for you this morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much. My sister from another mother.
You never know. We might be related, right? Because Boucher, I think I'm related to some.
Okay, so where's your hometown?
Hearst, Ontario.
Oh, well, okay. So I'm not far. I'm actually further west. I'm in Thunder Bay.
Oh my goodness, I have family there too.
Okay, so yeah, and my mom, so I am Anishinaabe, I'm an Ojibwe woman, and my mom's family, that's the Nish side of my family, is from Couchiching First Nation, which is outside Fort Francis.
Oh, okay.
So the Jourdain family is my bloodline. So yeah, so. Just to give you, I guess, a little bit of background, for the last 11 years, I've been working as a motivational speaker, primarily in First Nations communities. So I mean, self-esteem and healthy confidence is important for absolutely everyone. And I know you totally agree with that. But it's a whole different ballgame when you're talking about a marginalized population. When it seems like the mainstream message is telling you you're less than, it's a whole different list of challenges. So that's what I was working on for the last 11 years, making a very healthy income. I have 3 books out. The 2 first are bestsellers. So Anishinaabe teachings are selling and helping people across Canada, the US, and even in Europe. So amazing. And then COVID-19 hit. And in the course of 2 days, now, just to be crystal clear here, my entire income was in-person live events, as in large group gatherings. In the course of 48 hours, I watched my entire business vanish, like gone. After event cancel. I went from a solid day book traveling into June to I'm now at home.
Wow.
So for me, and I know this is going to sound crazy to people, and please keep in mind, I'm a motivational speaker and I do that naturally. I'm probably one of the most positive people you could ever meet, which is really annoying to some people, but I like to think of it as a great way to be. I saw this as not only a test, but as an opportunity. Okay, Sandy, you work with people that have faced challenges that bring them to their knees. Here's yours. What are you going to do? Right? Wow. I had my own financial situation to worry about, and I had all of these people that I could no longer reach because I couldn't be in their communities, right? Because I go right into the communities, and I don't care if I have 6 people at an event or 600 people. As I was saying earlier to you, I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and the people that show up are the people that need to be there.
Exactly.
So almost immediately, I'm going to talk business here for a sec, target markets, right? 2 groups of people came to my mind right away that I was super concerned about. And again, because I work with marginalized and challenged populations on a regular basis. So the first group, I have met so many people that don't like who they are, that because of their personal circumstances, what other people have said to them, the situation they grew up in, they like this is a perfect example, because I come up with these crazy ideas and then I have the best network of friends that go, maybe you don't want to do that, Sandy.
I get told that all the time. You don't want to do that.
Right? It's like you forgot a part, and thank God for friends like that. So I had And I mean, it took me, I'm a 10-year domestic abuse survivor. So there was a time in my life when I had zero self-esteem. I truly believed my partner and believed that I wasn't worth the air I breathe. And now I'm a motivational speaker. So I am so living proof that your past doesn't have to be your future.
Exactly.
So years ago, I came up with this crazy idea. I was going to do this seminar and I was going to have one of those huge stand-up mirrors. And I was trying to prove to the women, I work primarily with women, that you don't need to wait for someone else to love you. Be that person, right?
Yeah.
Just be that person. If you need a hug, give yourself a hug. If you need, you're having a rough day and you need some kindness, be kind to you, right?
Yeah.
Like we're waiting for that guy on the white horse. I'll be the first to testify. He has never shown up. I don't know where he got lost. He kept going on the Trans-Canada or something, but he didn't show up at my house. That's for sure.
They're pulling all those tracks out, so he got lost.
It's like, I don't know, someone scared him off. My older brother got to him or something. I don't know what happened there. But I wanted to have this big mirror, and I was going to get the women to come up, look in the mirror, take a second, and just say, I love you to the image. The feedback I got was immediate and dramatic. Don't you dare, because they won't be able to.
Oh, wow.
And that is so true. The women I work with can list off 100 reasons why they shouldn't like themselves. So when I was saying target markets, the first group I was thinking of is all those, whether you're a man, woman, youth, whatever, it doesn't matter. The person that is now alone, self-isolating, and doesn't like the company they're keeping. I know people that constantly have a TV on or constantly have music on because if it's quiet, they'll hear their thoughts and they don't want to do that. So we were talking about mental health. I really got concerned for these people because they're not going to have a distraction. They're not going to have someone else to talk to. And of course, the second group were the people that were now isolating with other people, whether it was their partner or their adult children, their young children, their extended family, whatever the case may be. And even if they like each other in the beginning,
after so much time together, yeah,
I love my mother to death. I couldn't be locked up with the woman. Like, that just would not have ended well. And I had an amazing, loving, caring mom. It's just, we're two headstrong women. That just, right? So I decided, like, holy molies, forget. And I don't know about you, and I know you're an advocate and you work for other people, so it's probably the same for you. I find if I focus on me, I'm going to get lost. If I focus on helping someone else, then I find my way, right? So if I had just stayed and got lost in my own financial situation, I would have been hiding under the couch. But instead, it was like, no, you know what? There are still people out there that need me, and I need to figure out how to reach them because I can't go to their community anymore. And for me, my happiness comes in being busy. I am not one of those people that can Netflix a week away. I would like be as big as the couch. That's what would happen.
Yeah, you gotta move. You gotta move, right?
Right? And I have to feel, the line I always use is, Creator gave me this 24 hours. I have to be able to prove I did something with it. That's how I live my life. What did I do with this day? Did I encourage someone? Did I accomplish someone? Did I help someone through a hard time? Then I made a good use of that day, and maybe Creator will be tempted to give me another one if I do a good job, right? So that's just how I live my life. So first off, I've done a daily blog on Facebook and on my website for probably the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I keep doing that. Oh, seriously, girl, giving up writing, it'd be easier for me to give up breathing.
Yeah, I love writing too.
Right? It's just how I make sense of my world. It's what I do. So everyone, it's probably my most popular offering. It always starts with the words, I'm awake, I'm alive. Because that's how I start every day. I'm awake and aware of what's going on, and I'm alive, and I'm going to celebrate that.
I like that.
Right? So, and it's just that check-in, right? No matter what's going on, I'm awake and I'm alive, right? Let's start there and build from there.
Well, and it's peppy, right? Like it makes you want to go, right?
Yeah. I've definitely been called. No one accuses me.
I think we're soul sisters. I think we've been called. Like...
I can see that. I can tell that instantaneously. So right off the bat, my blog, even though it has always been motivational and supportive, it really changed to fit the times, to encourage. And I'm always known for my authenticity. If I'm having a rough day, I'm going to share that. And I'm going to be honest about it. And what I get in response is a whole bunch of people saying, wow, that's exactly what I'm going through. Thank you so much for putting it into words. Now I know I'm not alone.
Exactly. So, you have to show that you're real, right?
100%.
If you're having a bad day, you have to show it, because if you're putting on this happy face all the time, oh boy, you scare me.
Well, and it's fakey is all.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there, right? Like, I am a happy person and I love my life. That doesn't mean I don't have challenges. That doesn't mean I don't have hard times. And I would never want people to think that, because it would set them up for a fall, right? So I'm a grandma. I have a 5 and 7-year-old granddaughter and grandson, and I miss the daylights out of them. Sometimes my blog mentions that. I have a birthday coming up, and I've in the past had to do it without my children, and that was hard, but this time I'm doing it all by my lonesome. So I'm making myself a cake. I may eat it for dinner, but
cake for breakfast, cake for lunch, cake for dinner. There we go. Cake.
And you know what the thing is? No witnesses.
You don't know how many cakes I had.
If I don't admit it, no one's going to know. So what the heck? So my daily blog, for one, I am on day 20 of self-isolation now, because what happened when the pandemic was declared and the state of emergency in Ontario were declared, I had just done a week of 4 events in 1 week. I was like all over the freaking province, including a small town where a case was identified. So I was like, you know what, for the sake of my family, for the sake of everyone, better safe than sorry. I'm just closing down the condo and going to stay inside. So, and now, like I said, I'm on day 20. I'm pretty well adjusted, but I wanted to do that. And I wanted to show that you could still have fun and be happy doing that. For one, you're going to love this. I've lost weight.
That is always a good thing, right?
Because when I realized, well, handy dandy, where's my cell phone here, right? It's got that tracking of your steps on there.
Oh, yes.
So I realized I wasn't getting exercise anymore, because usually I'm on stage booking it around the audience the whole time. So I started doing laps around my condo. I have a track around my condo. And I do it with my handy dandy headphones on here. And I play my favorite music, and I actually set an alarm so every hour it goes off and I got to do at least 2 songs. So as you can well imagine, I don't just walk. Some of the songs are really funky. So I'm like bebopping my way around the condo. It's fun. It's turning into one of my favorite times of the day. And I'm doing more steps now than I did before this hit.
Oh, that's cool.
So
see, you're finding a positive, and that's what I like. I like the positive, because like we were saying before the show, we need to stop this negative, right? We need to bring back the positive. We need to stay focused. And like we were saying before the show started, like there are people out there that are not in good situations, and they need this positive time from us.
Speaking of which, the other thing I did, now I've always had an email list. Obviously, I'm in business. I had customers that I reached out to. So about a week ago, I'm going to say week and a half, I put out an ad on Facebook and said, okay, guys, we need to stay in touch. Like the subject line was, I'm worried about you.
Yep.
And it was like, here's the link, get on my email list, because once a week I'm emailing you. And you know what? This is so perfect to share with you, because when you invited me to TeaTime, it so made me think of my mom, because that is such an Anishinaabe thing to do, to go sit with the elders and have tea, right? And I thought the fact that we can do this even in this time, it warmed my heart. The same thing with those weekly emails. I'm my mom writing a letter to my friends. Like, it's gone right back to letter writing. Yes, it's an email, not an actual snail mail letter, but it's the same kind of thing. And it's lighthearted. I shared the best COVID-19 memes I could last time. And the best part is I encourage people to respond. So I'm now talking to all these people from all over via email that I don't know. And truth be told, I got an email this morning from a woman in a shelter.
Oh, wow.
She's in a woman's shelter. They've been under isolation for 3 weeks because if they didn't isolate, they would have had to shut the shelter down. She's finding it challenging because she has a little munchkin who's normally at daycare who is now under mom's foot 24/7. And I love that she took the time to reach out because I've done my time in the shelter with young children. So I was able to write back and say, you know what, honey, you got this. Try this, try this. This really worked for me when my kids were getting to me, right? And able to share suggestions with her. I'm building these most amazing friendships. And I want to be crystal clear. Money has flip all to do with this. I'm not putting these people on my list because I'm hoping to sell them something at some point. Right now, we need each other to be alone.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And this is just an amazing way on Facebook. Like, yes, I'm adding friends and we're sharing memes and laughing because that's another coping mechanism. You got to laugh to get through these times, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So the other thing I found out really fast, and I think everyone's in different stages of realizing this. If you eat junk, you feel like junk.
And right? It's true, right?
In the beginning, I was like, well, hello, chips. Now we're about to get reacquainted. I got my Netflix, and I mean, I tried it. I did it. Well, holy mollies, you eat, like, I don't want to tell you how many bags of chips it took for me to figure this out. You start feeling absolutely crappy after a while. The other thing was not getting up and get dressed. And I'm going to be honest here, I don't always look like this every day of isolation. Let's get real here. I knew I was doing this today. Yeah. But I had to get dressed. I had to I'm very much a task-oriented person. I take my joy from accomplishing things. So even though I don't have an event to get ready for, I have a to-do list every single day. So I can celebrate I did that. On my to-do list might be do the laundry, but it's still I accomplished something. It's still that I did something with this 24 hours. The other thing is, I just, like I said, emails from people, I don't care who it is like one of my highest priorities now. They get the same attention one of my adult children would. If you reach out to me, you took that time,
exactly.
Then I'm taking the time to write back. And if you're there alone or you're not sure and you just need someone to talk to, then I'm there. So
yeah. I think pen pals are going to come back.
I think so. And
I think we're going to go back about 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, I believe that's what's happening right now. Is Mother Earth is saying, you know what, I've had enough. You guys are all on a timeout. Get together, connect again. You guys are not connecting.
Play nice, so now you got to stay home. Yep. You're grounded.
You're out of the sandbox. That's it. You're done.
That's it. But I am taking so much joy from writing that email. And it is literally writing that email to a friend. The other thing I'm doing, and this might be interest to a few of your listeners, I'm not sure. I think, and I'm certain you think so too, right now we need people with voices that are willing to go online and be that support, be that encouragement, because there's so much negativity out there.
And everyone's shutting down. I don't know if you noticed that, Sandy, but I noticed people are shutting down. By doing live broadcasts, I can see the numbers dropping or people silencing. Like they're getting quiet, and it scares me because that means mental health is kicking in.
Yeah.
Whether they want to admit it or not, mental health affects they say 1 in 4, I say 1 in 2. I'm sorry. I live with it, and my spouse lives with it, and my children live with it. So you know what? It's high.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that you live with mental health.
No, absolutely not. And you know what? This power, I believe, is in owning that.
Yep.
Right? Like, no, this is who I am. This is what my challenge is. And that, let's just take shame and throw it out the window. Like seriously, we don't have any room for that. But I do, videos. What I was saying is I've started a series of videos. It's actually speakers training.
Okay.
So if you want to end up with having a career like me, they are 110% free. Okay. Because I believe we're going to need speakers after this is done. We're going to need people out there. So if you go to my website, I release a new one every Wednesday, and there's going to be a total of 30 videos. And this is not just, I need you to be positive. This is behind the scenes information, what I have learned doing this for 11 years. So that when someone, if they decide, there's so many people out of work, there's so many people that don't know what to do with their income. You can make a healthy income online in this industry. So this is, like I've said in the videos, this is a chance to do the research. Watch the videos, find out if this is for you. Send me an email, I'll answer the question. So if I can't do it all. I know you can't do it all. There's just too many people out there. So if we can encourage other people to find their voice and use it for the betterment of our communities, why wouldn't I do that?
Exactly. And that's what I'm doing with TeaTime, is I'm bringing a voice to people that might not have been known or heard of, right? Yeah. And once they're on TeaTime, then they see, oh, well, you know what? I can do this platform. I can do that platform. And that's why I get you guys on so many different platforms, because we do need speakers. We do need voices. We need that message out there that it's okay to talk. It's okay to be heard. And it doesn't mean that we're telling you that we have all the answers, because God, we don't. But together we do,
Yeah, exactly. And well, you know what? My mom would be the first to say, we're all a puzzle piece. And this puzzle is not going to come together. You ever try to put a puzzle together and you're missing that one piece? Hello.
Yeah, right? It's not a puzzle.
You're a puzzle piece. I'm a puzzle piece. Maybe I can encourage that person, but I can't reach the second person, and you can. Yeah. Right? And there's nothing wrong, like we were saying earlier, to be a speaker. Your greatest offering is your authentic story.
Exactly.
Right? What are your fears? What helps you get through it? Share that, because I guarantee you it's going to help someone.
Yep.
The other thing I did, and I'm happy with this one. Yes, I have 3 books. And yes, they're available. They were available to be purchased on my website. But I quickly realized, because orders were coming in, and what you wouldn't know is those are packaged here, and then we literally take them to the post office, and all of a sudden I was like, uh-oh. How many people are packaging them and then handling them at the post office, and I got to go out to do this, and then they're going to get sent. Like, I don't like this process suddenly. Yeah. So what I did actually just this week, I pulled the print versions. They're no longer available, but you can download my books. I put them online, and I think it's for $9. You can download my book and safely read it on your computer at whatever pace, or on your phone at whatever pace. And to me, it was like, you know what? You got some free time. They're daily motivational guides based on my mom's teachings. These are all of the teachings that helped me survive and become successful. Right? My books are available in women's shelters across Ontario, right? They've helped so many women find their strength and their voice. So, and by the way, I'm just going to give you, if I could give a sneak peek on your show, April 13th is my birthday. There might be something interesting happening on April 13th. If I can't get presents, I'm going to give them. So if you're at all tempted in my books, you should be following me on Facebook or get on my email list, because there's going to be something really awesome happening on April 13th.
So you guys heard it here on TeaTime, April 13th. Watch Sandi Boucher.
Okay, awesome. And that would be fantastic. And the one last thing I did, I guess, well, I've done so many different things, but I used to teach a seminar called Personalities 101, and it is fun. We were laughing our flipping heads up, but it talks about the different personality types and why they clash and what they need to feel comfy. And I realized if you're stuck in a house with someone and you're like, you know, the big picture fun person, and there's that detail person over in the next room, you're going to start clashing.
Yep.
So if you go to my website, you can sign up, and I share all that information, including downloads, again, for free. You sign up to get on the list, and you get a video every day for, I think, 5 days, and there's the total information, so you can there's a quiz you do so you can figure out what you're going to need to feel comfortable and safe, what your partner's going to need, what your child's going to need.
Yeah.
Right? If it can stop you guys from fighting and actually get you playing a board game or something, I'm all down for it, right?
Or do like I did. I did Head and Shoulders and put a challenge out there for everybody. And everybody got quiet. So I was like, and a lot of people are like laughing. Okay, laugh, but I want you to do it. Like, get out and do it.
Right?
Like,
yeah. And I think that you just touched on something so incredibly important. We have to move.
Yep.
We have to do something, which is why, and I know, like, I mean, I can cocoon with the best of them. I have become one with my couch so many times, it's not even funny. But I need to set that alarm. I need to, okay, my body's starting to feel icky. Get up and move. And like I said, because I'm not the biggest exercise fan in the world, I'm going to admit that. Doing it to my favorite music just made it fun. And I can honestly say, and this is pretty bad because, like I said, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to actually turn 56 years old.
Oh my goodness, you don't look 56, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. This is what happy does for you.
It makes you look good.
Well, thank you. But what I realized for the very first time, and I mean, we all know the messages, you're supposed to eat right, you're supposed to exercise. I've heard that like everyone else. This is the first time I tied eating and exercising with not catching something or staying healthy. Like that tie came together for the first time for me, that if, God forbid, I catch this virus, I have a greater chance if I'm healthy.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, why did I never do the math on that before? Right? Like that is so much more than whatever your gene size is. Who cares?
Exactly.
This is about healthy. Get moving. Like I have a balcony that my tush is going to be out on, enjoying the fresh air, safely distanced from everyone.
And that's right. Like we can still get outside. We can still walk. We can sit outside in our backyards, listen to the birds, move, because the longer we sit still, the more we're going to get negative, right? And we're going to get depressed and we're going to get sick. And the virus is going to attack those ones. We need to stay moving. We need to stay strong and we need to stay positive.
You know what? It's a total permission to be a kid again.
Exactly.
Right? Play
jump on the bed.
Exactly. Right?
Bang the pots and pans and thank the nurses and doctors, right? It's like
there's so many things. Exactly. And no one's going to judge. They're never going to know unless you tell them. Right?
And I really don't care.
Right? Exactly. So everyone knows I'm the biggest kid going, so they wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah, my kids are like, Mom, we're the kids. And I'm like, you know what? Have fun. Come on, have fun.
Yeah, right. Oh, we are so sisters. My daughter is way more mature than I ever.
Yeah, my kids are like, Mom, behave yourself. I'm like, oh, but do I have to?
Like, right? I can build a killer blanket fort like that. Right? Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. I think, like I said earlier, together is how we survive being alone.
Yeah.
And I may not be able to hug the stuffing out of everybody. I would love to hug the stuffing out of you because you're a cool person. But you know what? I can do it online. I can do it by sending an email or text. My cousin posted this morning, use your phone the way it was originally designed. Actually call someone.
Exactly.
Hearing a human voice is so important right now. And we have the power to do that, right? Victim status doesn't help anyone. As soon as we start feeling powerless, that's when it gets scary. And that's when my mom would be saying, count your blessings. And if that's hard, count them twice. Like I call it asset management. So it's like, okay, what can I do? If I focus on what I can't do, I'm going to get really freaked out. But what can I do? I can make a friend laugh. I can phone a friend. I can make a good, healthy meal. I can take care of me and be kind to me like my mom would want me to be.
And I like those affirmations. I can, I will, I must.
Right?
You know what I mean? Affirmations are very important because it's self-talk to yourself. It's not about anybody else. It's about you, right? And during our healing process, like as advocates, me and you, I know I was in a domestic abuse for 16 years. And once I left, I was like, you know what? I will be doing this. And I don't need permission. You know, it will get done. Like,
And I think what's really super important for people to remember is quit beating yourself up. Like, give yourself permission. I did a blog post the other day where I realized I was grieving. I was missing my friends. I was missing my old life. I was missing being able to be in the communities. And I gave myself permission to feel that so that I didn't stay there. That meant, you know, okay, I'm going to bawl my eyes out for like 20 minutes. It's like, okay, I got that out. Okay, maybe now I should make myself something to eat, or, you know, I should take a nice soothing bath so that it's going to calm me, right? If you have a negative thought in your head, be aware of it. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just change your thinking, right? Like, just be aware. When I start feeling like, oh God, this is never going to end, it's like, okay, Sandy, that's not going to help. What can we do? What can I do right now? So I don't beat myself up, but I'm aware of my thoughts and I move to a happier place. So.
And we're the ones who control, right? Like 100%. What we don't have control over, there's no reason to sit and complain about it or whine about it because we can't control it anyway. So why waste that energy, right?
So here's a story for you. Okay, so like everyone else on the planet, my condo is like so clean right now. I think I've rearranged my living room twice. I love the way it ended up, so that was a bonus. But I work from home. This is my home office in my condo, and actually the next room is my assistant's office. Obviously, she's not working right now. She's self-isolating. She's staying home, staying safe. And normally, normally, I wouldn't be able to touch her office because it's her office.
But now I can.
This needs a reorganization. So I had a field day knowing she would kill me if she was here. And then it looks amazing. I took pictures and I kind of just posted it without any hint on Facebook. Look how beautiful this office looks. And all of a sudden she comments, wait a minute. And of course, I mean, I love her. She loves me. It was all in good fun, but it was like,
I had my moment.
Right? She can't stop me. So, I mean, any way to laugh and have fun that is healthy for your spirit, go for it. Like, seriously, like this is not about a whole bunch of rules that just don't apply right now, right? I know for me, for a while, I probably stayed up later than I normally do. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't keep doing that because then that got me into that funk. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to bed at the regular time, get up at a good time, do my day because that makes me feel good. So, And in a second, we're about to be joined by my roommate, which is a fur-balled cat. She can hear me talking.
We must be soul sisters because look who's on me.
she can hear me talking to someone, and I have the friendliest cat going. And if there's company, she's like, "Excuse me, why am I not included in this conversation?" So I can hear her meowing in the living room any second now. She should join us. It's like, "What? You didn't invite me to your tea?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, my cat's the same way. Like, and she hears voices, it's like, what? Who?
Yeah.
I want to see them too.
We are sisters, girl. We just didn't realize it.
So you said you have 3 books, right, Sandi?
Yes.
So are they personal stories or?
It's like reading my journal.
Okay.
So it's a daily motivational guide. And the idea is, like, I am so not about rules. And you're like that too.
Yeah.
So I tell people when they get the book, if you want to just open it to whatever story and let Creator decide what you're reading today, that's fine. If you want to look up a special day like your birthday or your husband's birthday, go right ahead. If you want to read one every day, I had one woman that was like, I can't start it till January 1st. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, don't wait till that day.
Today, right? Like, so, but the whole idea is there's stories about my life, but hidden in the stories are my mom's teachings and the way I look at the world. So the idea is you read it and you decide what you learned from it, what you can take from it. And everybody's going to take something different because our journeys are all different. We are different. And so there is no wrong answer. What is amazing, I find, I've had women share it with their moms and read it together. And then they have this amazing conversation over, what did that make you think of? What did that remind you of? So it's a beautiful way to share and grow together. So, and that's the first book and the second book. The third book is totally different. I used to work in the field of reconciliation, right? Indigenous people in Canada, how are we going to do this? I found a lot of people were talking about reconciliation. No one was talking about how. So that's what the third book is. It is the how to get. And I honestly believe it's a how to reconcile with anyone that you're having disagreements with. You could use the same. It's called The Path. And you could go down the path with any opposing side. So, yeah. So that's my 3 books. They're all on my website. But like I said, April 13th.
Yeah, check it out, guys. April 13th is a big day. Sandi's making it a big day.
It's my day. Of course, it's going to be huge. But yeah,
so Sandi will be sharing like all of that information in the comments after the show, so you guys can reach out to Sandi and, like she said, email her. She'll talk to you. We need to stay connected, right? So because we're on TeaTime, Sandi, I know that you had mentioned earlier that TeaTime reminded you of your mom and time to, right? So did you have a favorite memory of tea?
Oh God, a million different memories. So my mom is absolutely the reason for this career. So what would happen when I was a younger woman? If one of my friends were struggling, I always knew what to do. I would take them to my mom. And we'd end up sitting at her kitchen table having tea. And I'm just going to watch the process at this point, just in awe. And every single time the same thing happened, my mom would listen and she'd be nodding. Mm-hmm. At some point, she's going to say a couple little things, get the woman laughing, right? She's going to ask for clarification. But what I noticed is my mom never told them what to do. What she did is help them figure out their answer. My mom believed, like she would always say, you're the only one that's going to be here for the entire journey. You really need to start listening to you.
Yeah.
So she would help them. And at the end, maybe the problem still existed, but they always left her house knowing that they were going to be okay, that they had the power to figure this out. So when she passed away, that was the catalyst for this career. I used to work in employment and training. I left that career, wrote my first book, and designed my first seminar. And 11 years later, I'm the one now saying, you need to start listening to you. So my mom comes with me to every speech, every seminar, every page in that book introduces you to my mom. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing what tea does, right? Everybody keeps asking, well, how come TeaTime, Liz? for me, it was my great grandma from Germany that got me on tea.
Yeah.
When I was 4. And she gave me my first cup of tea. I drank it really fast. She's like, no, no, no. And I was like, oh, what did I do wrong? Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, no,
It's just,
you need to let it savor. You need to enjoy it. You need to reflect, right? You need
right?
to look at the message.
It's the most relaxing thing ever. I think it's a great way to finish a day for me is, you know, you just have that tea and just, that was a good day. Right. And yeah.
And not one tea is the same. Like I tell my children this all the time. And my daughter's like, well, I drink this. And not one tea is the same. I'm telling you, the temperature of the water, how long you steep that tea, how many leaves were in that tea bag. Like each tea is different and it each has a message for you, right? So you need to be able to open and listen. And that's what your mom did, right? Was just open and listen. And
100%. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So is there any final message you'd like to share with the viewers?
Be kind to you. Be kind. Like we are in such new territory. And just like I really equate it to my career, because when I was traveling, I'm always in a new hotel, always in a new city, always in a new conference center. I never knew where the heck I was going. I didn't even know where the bathrooms were. And that's what this is like. So we got to give ourselves permission and realize this is a learning curve. You're going to try things and maybe it won't work, and that's okay. And if this doesn't work for you, then don't do it, right? Like be kind, and whatever does work for you works for you, and that's all that matters. If it's helping your family get through this so that you can laugh and be there for each other, then please do it. So just take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you, Sandi. So with that, I'm going to say that this is an end of another amazing tea time. I could talk all day with Sandi because we're like sisters, right? I just want to see what kind of funky stuff we could come up with together. I'm sure I'll have Sandi back in the future because this was so much fun with you, Sandi. And this was an amazing time to have all of this positive, right? So if anybody out there would like to reach Sandi, Sandi will leave all of her info in the comments. And if anybody would like to be on Tea Time, my door is open to anybody, all walks of life, children, men, women. I want your stories and I want them on Tea Time. And there is no cost. It is a ripple effect that is happening with the virus and with everything going on in the world. Before the virus, Tea Time was there. So Tea Time will be there even after the virus. So remember that my door is open for everyone. And we will make a difference, one cup of tea at a time.
Thanks so much.